So, in my time in high school, I actually never had an official girlfriend. I had like, one day girlfriends, but that was about it. And so, obviously, you can tell that I didn't lose my V card. And neither had my friends, to be honest, so it wasn't too bad. But, every time I'd watch a movie or watch a show and they reference like, smashing girls or whatever, I just couldn't relate. And I didn't even know what a pussy even looked like. And so it was pretty terrible. I was just completely out of the zone with girls. And we eventually leave high school. And this is when one of my closest friends, he actually loses his V card. And it was completely random because he was like sort of the shyest one and the ugliest guy in our group. So, all my other friends were shocked and we just thought of him as like this horny ass guy. And we sort of just kind of ignored it. Like we didn't realize he was this horny and he smashed like this just random girl off Tinder. But, it didn't really change much because it was just one of our friends did that. And a few months goes past and I just wake up one day and I'm just tired of watching the usual corn videos. And so what I decide to do is I download Tinder myself. And I start swiping and we all know the girls on Tinder are like not the most wifey material girls. So I was just swiping and I matched with a few and maybe it was lucky, but on that day I matched with this pretty freaky girl where her first bio, her first line was like DM and I'll tell you if I'm DTF, which means down to smash. And so I DM'd her and she said she would, and so we chatted and she told me where she stayed, which was like near this university in my city. So I drove over there, nervous as hell, and I questioned myself because growing up my dad always took me to church, not because it was like he was super Christian or anything, but he just saw it as like a moral thing to do. And I grew up around a few Christian friends, but I was gonna save my virginity for marriage because I didn't really believe specifically or know too much about Christianity, but I was just so scared to go to hell. And that kind of faded over my life as I started to question it more. Like, at the start of the Bible was like the earth was made in 7 days, or just other things, and I not too educated about it as well. And so that's what kept me from going and smashing other girls throughout high school or anything. Not that I could anyways. And so since it was kind of faded, I was just gonna go do it. And I was driving over there, and a huge thing that kept me going and maybe want to go do it is that my friend had done it. So I thought it kind of encouraged me to do it. And so I'm driving over there and I get there and I take this elevator up to her apartment and I see her and we hug and we go to her room. And basically we did it. And to be honest, like, even though you go on Pornhub or whatever and they tell you it's not like how it is on the video, it was pretty much the same. It's the same scene set up and everything. I don't see how it's really different. I mean, I guess some of the acting, there's no acting or anything, but it was pretty much like what I expected, to be completely honest. And then we chatted, and then it was a bit awkward because it's my first time, but then I just left. And as I was driving back, I honestly, it was so funny because I felt like nothing had really changed. And I was thinking back to all the years in high school where I really wanted to lose it because I thought it would make me cooler, or at times I was just going through puberty and I was just a lot hornier. But going over what I gained and what I lost, so what I gained from that was a bit of confidence. I can go up to more girls now. I don't really need sex or anything, anymore. And that was about it. I just feel more confident with girls and I'm more confident if I was to have intercourse again. And then what I lost, wasn't really anything because I'm not following Christianity. It wasn't like I did I guess you could say I sinned or whatever if I was following Christianity or whatever. But, I wasn't. So I didn't really lose anything. Maybe just, I don't know, that innocence or something. But that's not really something like a lot of girls find attractive if you're a virgin. As a man, it's more like if you're a girl and you're a virgin, that's more attractive. And so, to be honest, like, it's not some great thing, but if it's not against like your religion or anything, it does help with your confidence. And if you want to go do it, then it will help with that. But to be honest, it's not some crazy thing where you know, it completely opened like my third eye or some shit. And so that's why I wanted to make this video, because my younger self, you don't, as a virgin, you don't know what the fuck it is, or like what's gonna happen, or what you're gonna gain from it. And so you're just like in the dark depths of it until you actually go and do it. And yeah, so that is literally it. If you want to gain confidence, only a little bit of confidence, it's not going to boost you 100 times. That's what you'll gain. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching, and if you could subscribe so we can hit 10,000 subscribers, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.